You can't trust YouTubers. They all get paid to tell lies. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So, another review video. I can hear you all crying out straight away. I do apologise, it's going to be a very short one, but I'm going to do this video slightly different. I'm going to do it in 3 sections. I'm going to do the whys, I'm going to show you the product, and then I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions that I know the answers to, that I've seen on several of the products post. Right, so let's get to the whys. So in the last sort of 2 to 3 years, I've been getting bit by midges, mozzies, horseflies. Previous to this, I've never really been bothered by any of them. Could be something to do with a rare blood condition I've got, could be a number of things, but just recently, last sort of 3 years, as I say, I get bit by midges or mozzies. I'm guessing it's mozzies, and if you can imagine half a golf ball, I swell up to half the size of a golf ball. Now if you're like me and you don't like spraying chemicals on essentially the biggest organ on your body, which is your skin, you look at alternatives, other ways of keeping bugs from biting you. Now, one of the most obvious ways is you light a smoky fire. You put some green branches, bushes, some pine on it, and it usually generates enough smoke to make them bugger off until the fire's burnt down. But I wanted something a little bit more sustainable, because there's not always branches, you're not always in the woods, sometimes you're in a field. So I wanted something a bit better. Now there are various different herbs and stuff you can take out with you. I've been told lavender, I've been told oregano, I've been told various other herbs and stuff, but who wants to carry a bouquet of herbs with them when they're out camping? Do you know what I mean? So I came across this. Now this is just a cheap copy. The company we're going to be discussing today, which you've probably seen the banner of the video, so you know who we're talking about, but they make a better version of this. This was 25 quid. I bought it off eBay. This is another reason you can tell we're not paid, and this video is not paid or sponsored, because I'm showing other products. I'm showing competitor products. And I've had this out on 2 camps, and previous to those 2 camps, I didn't have this, and I got bit to hell. And since then, once was in this woods, and once was in a video that's coming out next week, I had this and I didn't get bit. So I know these products work. Right, so if you're like me and you follow similar sort of things, you'll have noticed on your TikTok, your Facebook and your Instagram, mainly Instagram for me, this company and this product keeps coming up. Flextail. So this is the Flextail Tiny Repel. I reached out to Flextail, they did not reach out to me, and I says, listen, I want to have a look at this because it's very interesting to me. I feel it covers a lot of bases because it does a few different things. So can you get one out to me and I can have a look at it? And they obliged by sending me one out. So that's the backstory. So let's move on to the second stage of the video and the product. So it does come in this nice little case, whereas the cheap imitation one didn't. I'll open up the case. They did send it with some refills, which are the thing that fuel it and keep the bugs away from you. Now I'm not going to open that just yet because I've already got some, which we will cover in the next part of the video. It does come with a USB-C charging cable, which I've actually unplugged and I've got at home because I have charged it. And that's the unit just there. Can you see that? Now you'll notice there's 2 buttons here on the front, one there, one next to it. And on the back of it, USB-C charging port. Also has a magnetic bottom, and if you're like me and you're a YouTuber, you've always got a tripod with you. Your tripod screws into the bottom and you can sit it on your tripod as well. So they've thought of quite a lot of things, as well as having a little beaner, so you can shove it on one of your guy lines. I've got one just above me, just out of shot, just here. I could hang it on a guy line. Now how these work is you have these little tablets. Let me just grab some out. I have got some in my bag here. Show you, oh actually I can grab them out of the, I'll grab them out the cheap imitation copy. They kind of look like this. They're usually blue to be fair, but these are just some little crappy Chinese ones that I bought very, very cheap. And they slide into these little slots. Can you see those little slots? You can see right the way through. They slide into the slots there. And there's a pad that heats up, which causes these to get hot and release vapour that the bugs don't like. They don't kill the bugs, they just make them bugger off. It's called a repel for a reason. Now the reason I was interested in this one is it's got 3 functions. So you've got the bug killing side of it, which if I'm not mistaken, 2 clicks and it turns it on. Let's get the camera in front of my face so it's not focusing. So there it's on. It's on the short range mode. I'm going to call it the short range mode. There's been a few people make various videos of these. So basically it's got 2 modes. It's got a mode that will give you sort of a 10-metre perimeter around you. So no bugs will come within 10 metres. But our camp here today is probably 20, 30 metres. So if you wanted to cover a wider range, you press the button again and the lights turn red, which means it's in the high mode setting. So anything within a 30-metre radius should be pushed away with the vapour. Now something I will tell you about these is they are affected by wind. If it's windy and the wind's blowing that way, you kind of want to position it here, not on that side of your camp. So it's blowing the vapour towards your camp. So don't think, you know, if you put it here and the wind's blowing that way, you're going to be fully protected because it might be blowing the vapour that way. So always have it downwind of you, so it's blowing the vapour towards you. Or it's somewhere, you know, relatively close to you. Should keep the bugs away from you. Second mode, besides the bug repellent, second mode, double tap that button and it's a lantern. Press it again, it gets a little bit brighter. Press it again, brighter still. And one more time on its brightest setting. One more and it turns off. So immediately, if I've got this with me, I don't have to carry a lantern as well. So it's actually saving me space. The final thing it does is, we mentioned the USB-C before. If you've got USB-C to your phone, whatever charger, whether it's Lightning, USB-C, micro USB, but if you've got USB to any one of them, you can charge your phone off it, or anything else that requires USB to charge off. So it's a power bank as well. So that ticked actually 3 boxes for me. So I thought, much better than this one. This one hasn't got a light, but you can use it as a power bank and you can use it as a bug repellent, but it hasn't got the light on it, which frees up a bit of extra space in your bag. So the other thing I wanted to touch on, and the reason that this one was so appealing to me, is because I live in the UK, obviously, Wilderness Adventures UK. And we don't have bugs here all year round. In fact, the window of bugs in the UK is very small. It's probably 3 months maximum. So something like this, you'd use it for 3 months and then you'd toss it away in a drawer and forget about it till next year. With this one, you can constantly use it because you're always going to need a light. In fact, you're going to need a light more so in the winter months because the days are shorter, which is why this one was appealing to me, because it's one item that does quite a lot of things, which is kind of what you want to be aiming for when you're out camping. You don't want to bring one item for everything. If you can get one item that does 3 or 4 different jobs, that's kind of the item you want to be using. So let's get to the final part of the video now and talk about some frequently asked questions that I've read on Flextail's posts. So obviously, Flextail Tiny Repel. Several people wanted to know if it's safe around pets. So it is safe around cats, but they say if you're going to use it around dogs, to have it in a well-ventilated area. That's come straight from them themselves. I am not a scientist or a tester or even a representative for Flextail. This is just a product I wanted to try. Another question was, is it safe to use inside your tent? Flextail replied, yes it is. However, this is coming from me, I wouldn't use it in an enclosed area. I wouldn't use it in the back of my Land Rover when I'm vehicle camping or inside the tent. That's just me. They say it's safe. Who am I to question them? They've obviously done all their tests and everything. Just for my peace of mind, I don't want to be inhaling whatever's coming off this. Let's face it, it is an insecticide or a pesticide or something. There is elements that scare these bugs off. I don't want to be inhaling that, so I will only use this in a well-ventilated area. So hanging underneath the tarp over there, hanging off this guy line just out of shot here, I'd be more than comfortable hanging it around camp. I wouldn't want to sleep with this on around me. Lots of people on their posts are saying it's a scam and not to believe it. Now I can categorically tell you that Flextail is a legitimate company, because Leon, who's just having a lie down in his tent over there, has got the Flextail version of this, which is called the Flextail Max Repel. And he ordered it from them and he's got one, as has my friend John. They've both got the Flextail Max Repel. So I can tell you that this company is legit. I can't confirm or deny how long it usually takes them to get their products out to you, because I don't know A, where you are, and B, they sent it to me from China. I live in the UK, and it took about 10 to 12 days to arrive here for me. Another frequently asked question was, can you use other refills, or do you have to use Flextail's refills? Right, well, I can answer that, because I've got a bag of green ones here, and you just saw me put them in. I've got a bag of blue ones here, and they're the same size as the green ones, so I can tell you they work. And I've got some of these here. Now these were sent to me by my older brother who lives out in Cyprus. They're the same size and they fit. What are the differences between all of these? So the cheaper ones will burn a lot quicker. They do work. Maybe they're not as potent, but they do work, because that's all I've used in my other ones so far. But they burn out within 4 to 5 hours. Whereas the branded one, and maybe Flextail's ones, I've not used Flextail's ones yet, but I'm guessing they're a good quality one. I'm guessing burn for 8 to 12 hours like they stipulate in their adverts. But I bought these from Cyprus through my older brother, and they were a lot cheaper. Can't find them here in the UK. So you either have to buy them off eBay, and then you get sent stuff like this, which is obviously just cheap copy, no brand versions, or you get these ones. These are the ones I recommend. They make a lot of things out in Cyprus. Aerosol, they're called. They make fly sprays and they make repellents and they make all types of things. So I can confirm other brands do fit as long as you buy the similar sort of size. So guys, that's going to conclude the video. Does it work? Yes, it does. Well, this cheap one works, which is a copy from their original product, to be fair. So I'm guessing that the original product will work probably better than the cheap copy. I'd love to show you it, but there are no bugs out at the moment. It has been torrential rain for the past 3 weekends here in the UK. So all the bugs have probably been washed away. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. And if you have, don't forget to smash that like button, and please consider giving me a subscribe. I'm saying this on the end of all my videos at the moment, but when I reach 5,000 subscribers, I am going to be giving away some prizes. Unfortunately, this is not one of the prizes. I'm going to keep this because it covers a lot of bases, like I former mentioned in the video. But yeah, I hope you're all well. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope it answers a couple of the frequently asked questions. But if you have any more questions, if you just go to the Instagram post and scroll down, quite often somebody has asked the question and Flextail have answered it, which is where I've got a lot of my answers from, apart from my personal views, i.e. breathing the stuff this gives off in an enclosed space. That is just purely me being a little bit crazy, I suppose. Anyway, I'll sign off there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you all in the next one.